Hey everybody, Sandy with Pampered Chef. I'm in my kitchen today and I'm going to throw together a quick meatloaf. So I thought, well, I'll pop on and say hi to everybody and show you what I'm using. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up an onion. And I don't really have a recipe. I don't know about you, but my meatloaves never taste the same twice. And I like to do, a lot of times I don't use my hands when I mix the meatloaf, but it's just a small one today, so instead of pulling out the mixer, I'm just gonna go ahead and use my hands. I got my bowl here, and I've got a pound of ground beef, and I'm using the lean. I've got 1 egg. I'm gonna chop my onion. I just got a small onion here, and I'm just going to use my food chopper to chop it up. Okay, so I'm just going to quarter my onion just to make it a little easier on my chopper. And I'm using my food chopper here. What's great about this is if you're just going to do one item, like I'm going to just do an onion today, I can just use this. If I had more to do, I could use my manual food processor. I love using that thing, but today I'm just going to use this. You see how easy it's chopping. I'm going to go a little bit finer. I don't mind chunks of onion in my meatloaf, so I don't worry too much about it being super, super fine or anything like that. What's for dinner in your house tonight? Okay, so I wanted to show you a tip on how to pick out an onion. Did you know that if you have a short, flat onion or a short, squatty onion, that's going to be a sweeter onion for you. If you have one that's a little more elongated like this one, it's going to be more strong. It's going to be more stout. And like the one I just chopped up, it was pretty stout. Made me cry. But I meant to show this to you before I chopped up that onion. But I just wanted to show you the difference between the two. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take probably maybe a half a sleeve of crackers. I'll put it in my bowl. My meatloaf, like I said, never turns out the same twice. I just kind of wing it. Sometimes I use bread. Sometimes I use soda crackers. I kind of like the soda crackers because it gives it a little more salty flavor. And I like a little flavor in my meatloaf. So that's what I'm doing. I just make it as I go. Wing it, I should say. All right, so I got my soda crackers in here. Now I'm just going to add some ketchup. I don't measure, but I want to have a little barbecue flavor or a little hickory today, so I'm going to add some barbecue sauce to it. And I'm going to add some of, this is a brand new container. This is my favorite Pampered Chef spice, smoky applewood. Love it. Love it, love it. Just gonna pour a little bit in. That's probably about maybe a teaspoon and a half or so. Of course, you gotta do your salt, pepper. I'm out of garlic, so I'm gonna do garlic powder. I have a little salt, pepper. Do a little garlic powder. What's for dinner tonight, guys? I probably have a tablespoon of garlic. We like garlic. And I'm gonna add a little bit of smoky paprika, just to give it that little extra smoky flavor. Okay, now I think I have everything in here, so I'm just gonna go in and start mixing with my hands. And I got a fresh pair of gloves on. A lot of times if I'm making a a big meatloaf, I use my mixer, my stand mixer, or even my hand mixer. You don't want to over mix your meat because it'll make it tough. Okay, so got a fresh pair of gloves on because I needed to grab my pan. I am going to use the new 2.5 quart cast enamel cast iron skillet. Isn't this pretty? Look at that. I think we're upside down. Let's see. Here we go. And it's got the gray enamel, the non-stick. Well, enamel makes it non-stick. Anyway, so because it's not a very big meatloaf, I can use my pan. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of shape it. Pop it down here. All right. Okay, now that I got my meatloaf ready to go in the oven, see, it's ready to go. I'm gonna put it in the oven at about 350, and I'll probably start cooking about 45 minutes to an hour, and then I'll check it. And then maybe the last 15 minutes or so, I'll put my topping on it. I'll put more topping on it. I'll probably put ketchup, brown sugar, and I might throw a little bit of my Sweet Baby Ray's in there. That's some good stuff. So, I'm a little early on cooking it, so I'm getting everything ready. So I'm gonna start making my sauce. And again, I'm not measuring, because why would I measure, right? Okay, so as you can see, I've come to the bottom of my ketchup jar. But do not throw this away, and I'll tell you why. So when you're making soups, or say sloppy joes, or anything that calls for, say, a tomato sauce or a ketchup base and some water, all you have to do is put your water in here, shake it up. There's your water. That's what I do. My mom taught me that years ago, and so that's what I always do. I never throw away that little dab of ketchup at the end. Okay. So this is for the top of my meatloaf. I've got my ketchup here, and I'm going to use this. I just got this. It's the adjustable measuring spoon. It's really kind of cool. So it goes from 1 teaspoon to 1 tablespoon. I don't know if you can see that. So right now, that top here, okay, that's a teaspoon. And all the way down here, that's a tablespoon. And it also comes in the smaller one. Oh, here we go. This one starts with a 1/4 teaspoon to 1 teaspoon. This being a 1/4, and that being 1 teaspoon. That way you only have 1 or 2 tools that you have to clean up. All right, so I'm gonna just take a couple tablespoons of brown sugar. Just gonna mix it in here. But I also want a squirt of my barbecue sauce. Okay, remember we're going for the barbecue flavor. All right, I'm gonna use my little mini whipper. I'm so glad they brought this back. Look, I love this thing. So, whips right through it. It's great for beating eggs. Like if you're using your ceramic egg cooker, you can put your eggs right in the container and then use this to whip your eggs. Works perfect. Or mix your oatmeal or whatever. Okay, there's my sauce. Let's see. And that's good. Okay. I'll just put the top on it, set it aside, so when I'm ready for it, it's ready for me. So my meatloaf has been in the oven for almost an hour now. Wow, that time went fast. Okay, looks really good. I'm gonna take it out so I can do the sauce. Okay, so my meatloaf's been in for about an hour, and I am going to put my sauce on the top of it now, just so I can give it a little extra flavor. Let's see if I can show this to you. This is what it looks like now. It still needs to go a little bit longer, but this is perfect time to put this sauce that I made on and give it that crust. Okay, so I'm gonna just use my little basting brush. I'm just gonna baste the top of it. Smells so good. So I got in my air fryer, I have a baked potato, and I just put a sweet potato in there to go with this, and then I'll cook up some green beans, and that'll be dinner. Yum. My sauce on. Check out this basting brush, guys. Did you know the top of this comes off for easy cleaning? Goes right in the dishwasher, silicone top. And you can set it on your bowl just like that, so you don't lose your brush. Okay, so I'm gonna put it back in the oven. I guess if I had this on right. All right, yum. So I'll go probably another 30 minutes. I'll check it in a little bit and see if it needs to go longer. Just took my meatloaf out of the oven. I put it under the broiler for about 2 or 3 minutes just to get a little extra crust. Now do you see this down here? Look, all that burnt from the sauce is just going to come right off. Look. Can't wait to dig in.